Have you ever looked at a massive company and just wondered, how? How does a tiny spark of an idea balloon into a global empire? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down. We've got the complete 5-stage roadmap pulled straight from the experts at Alux.com. And this isn't some boring textbook theory. This is the practical, step-by-step guide. So let's dive in.
So how does a single idea become an empire? I mean, really think about it. It's the one question every single founder has to face. What's the secret sauce that separates a cool thought you have in the shower from, a global force? Well, today we're mapping out that exact journey for you, all the way from that first little spark to building a legacy that lasts. All right, so the journey begins with stage 1, finding your unique idea. And you know what? This is where most businesses die before they even get started. Seriously. And the reason is simple. It's a trap so many people fall into. They chase the latest trend, or they follow a passion into a market that, well, it just isn't there. So let's talk about how you can dodge that bullet right from the get-go.
Okay, so the first tool in your toolkit should be this incredible Japanese concept called Ikigai. It basically means your reason for being. The easiest way to picture it is like a Venn diagram with 3 circles. You've got one circle for what you absolutely love to do, another for what you're genuinely good at, and the third, and this is crucial, is for what the world will actually pay you for. Your killer business idea? It's right there in that sweet spot in the middle where all 3 overlap. And when you find it, you're not just building a company, you're building something that you'll actually want to wake up and work on every single day.
So you found your Ikigai. Awesome. But now you got to ask, where are you going to compete? See, most businesses jump straight into what's called a red ocean. And it's called that for a reason. It's bloody. It's full of sharks all fighting over the same customers. It's brutal. The real genius move is to create a blue ocean. That's wide open, crystal clear water with no competition in sight. You're not trying to beat the competition, you're making them completely irrelevant from day one.
And if you want a perfect, real-world example of this, look no further than Cirque du Soleil. The traditional circus industry was dying, right? They didn't come in and say, hey, let's just be a better circus. No way. They completely reinvented the game. They got rid of the expensive animals, ramped up the artistry, added theater, and bam, they created a whole new category of entertainment. They found their blue ocean, and a whole new audience was suddenly lining up to pay top dollar for it.
Okay, so you've got your brilliant blue ocean idea. Now it's time to stop dreaming and start building. We're moving into stage 2, building your first engine. This is where the rubber meets the road, where your concept starts becoming a real, tangible thing.
And the absolute key here is to keep it simple. Seriously, so many founders get overwhelmed because they try to solve 100 problems at once. Don't do that. Think of your business like a pipe with water flowing through it. Your job isn't to rebuild the whole pipe. Your job is to find the one single biggest clog, the bottleneck, and clear it. Once you do that, you find the next one. That relentless, one-at-a-time focus is how you build unstoppable momentum.
And this whole process really boils down to 3 simple, concrete steps. Step 1, get official. This means actually registering your business, opening a separate bank account. You got to make it real. Step 2, get customers. Launch the thing, put it out there, make some noise, and fight for those first crucial sales. And finally, step 3, get systems. Because pretty soon you're going to hit a wall where you just can't do everything yourself. That's your cue to start building simple, repeatable processes so the business can run without you micromanaging every little thing.
All right, your engine is built. It's chugging along. But to go from a small machine to a high-performance race car, you've got to level up. And that brings us to stage 3, mastering the core skills. See, this stage is all about you. The business can only grow as fast as you do. So as the company gets bigger, your skills have to get better. And skill number 1 is the big one, strategy. And let's be clear, strategy is not just saying, hey, I think I'll open a coffee shop. That's an idea. Real strategy is about deeply understanding the game you're playing. It's choosing the perfect market, the right battlefield, and then having a plan to dominate it, not just participate.
I mean, just look at Netflix. They're the grand masters of strategy. They started with DVDs, but they didn't get comfortable. They looked at the horizon and asked, where's this all going? They saw streaming coming from a mile away and went all in. Then, just when everyone else caught up and launched their own streaming service, what did Netflix do? They pivoted again and started making their own blockbuster shows. That's strategy. It's about always being 2 or 3 steps ahead of the pack.
Okay, so after strategy, you need to master skill number 2, marketing. And please, don't think marketing is just about shouting the loudest or running the most ads. That's not it. Great marketing is more like gravity. It's about creating such a strong pull that people are just drawn to you,
choosing you without even thinking about your competitors.
The perfect example here is Nike. Are they just selling you pieces of rubber and fabric? Of course not. They're selling you the feeling of winning. They're selling inspiration. Just do it. Their marketing connects their products to this powerful identity of greatness. So when you want to feel like a champion, what brand do you reach for? You reach for Nike. That's the difference between being seen and being chosen.
And that brings us to the third core skill, and it might be the toughest of all: leadership. And again, this has nothing to do with being the boss and telling people what to do. Real leadership is about being an architect. You're designing and building a company culture that's so strong and so clear that the business runs itself the right way, even when you're not in the room. For a masterclass in this, just look at what Satya Nadella did when he took over Microsoft. The company was this sleeping giant, stuck in its ways, bogged down by a toxic know-it-all culture. He came in and performed what was basically corporate surgery. He flipped the entire culture on its head, from "we know everything" to "we need to learn everything." That single leadership move, that shift to a learn-it-all mindset, was the spark that completely reinvigorated one of the biggest companies on the planet.
Okay, we've come a long way. But now we're entering the end game. We're moving beyond just running a successful business. This is where we talk about creating a legacy. This is about building something so big, so powerful, and so durable that it will outlive you and shape its industry for decades to come.
So how do you do that? You build a competitive moat. Think of your business like a castle. The moat is that deep, wide ditch of water all around it. It's your ultimate defense. It's a unique structural advantage that makes it almost impossible for competitors to attack and take what's yours, no matter how much money they throw at the problem. And we see these moats everywhere with the biggest companies. For Amazon, it's their insane distribution network. You can't just decide to build that tomorrow. For Apple, the moat is their ecosystem. Your iPhone talks to your Mac, which talks to your watch. It's so seamless that leaving feels like a huge pain. And what about Coca-Cola? Their moat is one of the most powerful things in the world. Their iconic brand baked into our culture for over 100 years. You just can't buy that.
But here's a fascinating twist. Scaling to a legacy often requires a totally different kind of leader. The person who starts the company, the visionary builder CEO, think Steve Jobs, is often not the right person to run it once it's huge. That's when you need the optimizer CEO. Think Tim Cook. Their job isn't to create the next revolution. Their job is to take that incredible machine and just make it run more efficiently and more predictably year after year.
And there you have it. That is the entire journey. From finding that one-of-a-kind idea, to building your first engine, to mastering the skills to run it, and finally, to scaling it into an institution that lasts.
You've seen the map, you know the stages, from discovering that blue ocean to building an unbreachable moat. The path is laid out right in front of you. So now there's really only one question left. Where are you going to start?